Hello, and welcome to another edition of Tourismus. I'm Abigail Munalula, and I will be telling you today about our topics, destinations, and to the point segments. Do not go anywhere. A very red hot topic at the moment is the CST Expo, which is the Creative Sports and Tourism Expo. We are all excited about it. That's happening on the 2nd to the 4th of September. There will be 3 days of 3 sectors where 3 things will be happening, which is expo, it's the excitement speaking, but it will be exhibitions, workshops, and demonstrations of sport. Different sport codes will be happening during that time. So I'm really looking forward to that one. But now moving on to UNIVISA, let's see what's going on there. Southern African Development Community or SADC leaders have approved an agreement establishing a regional tourism UNIVISA aimed at making travel across the region easier for international visitors. The agreement was approved at this 46th SADC Summit held in Durban, South Africa on 17 August 2026. The summit called on member states to sign the agreement recognizing the UNIVISA's potential to facilitate seamless regional travel, boost tourism growth, and strengthen regional integration. SADC leaders also highlighted the expected economic benefits, including increased visitor arrivals and investment, as countries work towards a more integrated and accessible regional tourism market. So getting into what's going on in the hunting side of things, Namibia's conservation hunting sector could face wider implications from proposed French legislation restricting the import, export, and re-export of hunting trophies from certain species. The Namibia Professional Hunting Association, or NAFA, has warned that similar measures could spread across Europe, potentially affecting Namibia's wildlife management and rural communities. NAFA said conservation hunting contributes to employment, communal conservancies, anti-poaching efforts, game meat, and wildlife management. The association stressed that trophy import restrictions could threaten revenues that help communities coexist with wildlife, particularly in remote areas. It called for stronger international cooperation and recognition of Namibia's right to manage wildlife sustainably under scientific and international frameworks. Looking at occupancy stats, Namibia's tourism accommodation sector recorded national occupancy of more than 62.5% in July 2026, signaling a strong start to the country's peak tourism season. According to the Hospitality Association of Namibia, occupancy was more than 1% higher than July 2026. It was 1% higher than July last year and about 3% above the 2019 level. Han CEO Gita Petzold said Europe markets, particularly Germany, Austria, Switzerland, France, Italy, and the Benelux, showed strong growth. Improved air improved air connectivity, including Edelweiss Air's Zurich-Windhoek service, also supported demand. Beitzold cautioned that pricing, crime, security concerns, visa delays and service disruptions remain risks to Namibia's tourism competitiveness. And we looked at everything in topics, and now we move on to destinations. I get very excited about this one. Stay tuned. Looking at White House, sounds interesting, sounds like a place that I need to go. Kina de Wet, founder and owner of White House Guest House Farm near Grünau, shares the backstory of why the White House was started and what they, together with her son Dolph and daughter-in-law Nita, offer guests who visit the guest farm.
Ek is Kina de Wet van die Withuis by Grünau, op die plaas Mikberg, en die Withuis is vir 31 jaar al aan die gang in toerisme. Die Withuis is 1995, kyk die plaas self is van 1929 in die de Wet familie, maar 1995 het ons 'n geweldige droogte gehad en ek en Dolf het 3 kinders gehad, ons moes ons boerdery verkoop en ons het 'n plan moes maak vir 'n ekstra inkomste. So ons het besluit kom ons vat 'n kans. Daai jare was daar mos net hotelle in hierdie wêreld. En op daai stadium, ek wil altyd sê as die mense Withuis toe ry, dis die oorspronklike B1 pad waarop hulle ry, die grondpad. Maar ons het gedink, goed, kom ons kyk of 'n oornag nie kan help, miskien vir 'n ekstra inkomste nie. R5000 op ons naam gehad, vir Withuis bietjie geverf, gordyne, die ou meubeltjies bietjie reggetrek, en in die begin was dit 1 gesin per maand. Later het daar bietjie meer gekom, en ja, ons het later bietjie bygemaak, en harde werk. Ek sê altyd die Withuis se sukses dit is 31 jaar terug, deur die de Wet familie, begin uit swaar kry, maar met baie liefde in stand gehou, en Dolf en Nita het 10 jaar terug, bietjie meer, het hulle ook huis toe gekom, om vir ons te help, en waar ons vandag staan ons het met die rooskwarts, het ons trips na die rooskwarts myn toe, of trips op die plaas, en ons het die Visrivier stappery begin, wat ons gaste die stappers boek in, en ons vat hulle na die afklimpunt toe, hulle karre bly hier, hulle word lekker bederf, en as hulle klaar gestap is, gaan ons hulle weer in die ys, en ons bederf hulle weer, en dan gaan hulle terug huis toe, hopelik met vol harte van die Withuis. En hierdie jaar is nou 'n nuwigheid, wat Dolf en Nita begin het om Pink Palace onder in die Visrivier ook oop te maak, en lekker koue bier en kos daar te gee vir die moe stappers. So hierdie is 'n familiepoging wat ons hoop vorentoe kan gevat word, en dit is my alle eer aan die Here, wil ek sê, hierdie suksesverhaal, maar ook ons personeel. Daar is mense soos 'n Colleen O'Callaghan, ons werkers, daar's 'n Maria, daar's 'n Hanley, Bo, almal wat elke dag hard werk, wat nie altyd die erkenning kry nie, maar saamwerk die pakkie. So Dolf en Nita is regtig waar, ek sê altyd, maar soos enige besigheid wat jy begin, Dis niks. Hy soos 'n huwelik. Is niks om 'n huwelik te begin nie, maar maak hom klaar. En ons sê die betuis begin, dis 'n besigheid en ons hoop ons gaan hom vorentoe vat, bly vat en baie trots daarop dat die kinders hard werk en 'n suksesverhaal van dit ook maak.
I definitely feel like I need to be at White House. It sounds so important. It sounds so special. But anyway, let's move on to Ground Rush. Ground Rush Adventures is a popular skydiving company located at the Swakopmund airfield in Swakopmund. It has been launching thrill seekers into Namibia's stunning skies since 1997, with more than 150,000 jumps and Africa's best safety record. They are your gateway to pure adrenaline. Instructor Mark Gregan tells us more.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mark Regan. I'm one of the skydiving instructors here at Ground Rush Adventures in Swakopmund. Good old Swakopmund. We call this the Adrenaline Oasis. If you're coming to look for a bit of adrenaline-filled activities, fun in the sun, a cold beer after all the fun, this is the place to be. Ground Rush was founded back in the 80s. I think it was 1987. We first started jumping here. Today, as we know, 2026, technologies, things have developed a long way. I mean, to sum it up, we a tandem operating drop zone, primarily a tandem operating drop zone. I would imagine around 85 to 90% of the activity we have here every day is tandem skydiving. So you can come, you can sign up. We'll give you a safety briefing. We'll put into a harness, and then we'll get you up in the aeroplane and put you onto the lap of an instructor, hook you up, and away you go. We've got 3 different altitudes, 10,000 feet, 12,000 feet, and 15,000 feet. We've got various camera options, so you can do the jump without taking any photos or having any photographer present. But we'd advise you, if it's your first one, always to take the photographer with you. We live in an era where it's social media platforms are more important than anything. So yeah, we advise taking camera. We can also do the camera from the wrist, so we give you the individual camera on its own, or the camera on your wrist, or a combination of both. As I said, it's a tandem operating skydive drop zone. We also do teach people how to skydive via static line, and we teach them how to skydive through accelerated free fall. All our instructors are top of the range rated with international ratings.
Oh my goodness. All I can say is I will only be joining from the sidelines. For the first time ever amongst destinations, this is the one place I am not going. I'm so scared. I'm so scared of heights, but I'm sure you guys will love it. Okay, now moving on to the point. With Abenab Lodge, which is also one of Enjoy's clients, we visit the breathtaking Abenab Lodge just outside of Grootfontein and sit down with the manager, Johan van Heerden, as he shares the history behind the lodge. Let's take a look.
I'm Johan van Heerden, and I'm the manager here at Abenab Lodge.
Can you tell us a bit about the history and the background of Abenab Lodge?
Okay, Abenab was a mining town which started in the early 1900s, and they were taking out vanadium. Vanadium is a substance that you mix with metals, and it makes the metals harder. So the Khoisan was in these areas, and the Khoisan was actually showing the Germans where the actual vanadium is. And so the mine started, and they took out the vanadium. They took a lot of people from the north, which is mostly Wambu people, to come work on these mines. So that is the second largest man-made pit in the world, after Kimberley, that is in South Africa. The mine was dig with hammer and chisel and buckets, which the system was taking out. After Second World War, which is 1946, the Germans bring two bigger steamer engines here. By that time, they already reached water level. So then the Kukapan system come into place. They put all the products in Kukapanne, and from there on it goes to the main shaft, and obviously there was power. So they took with crane systems and pulley systems, they took all the vanadium out. It was crushed and go through a process, wash process and everything. The vanadium was put on ox wagons to Grootfontein, and from there on, transport to Walvis Bay by railway. The mine was closed in 1958 because of the harsh conditions these people were working in. Food resources, sicknesses, and also because of this area is one of the biggest resources of underground water, and that makes the soil very brittle and dangerous to actually work in. If you can imagine the facilities that they have that side and the equipment that they have. So a lot of these people fall into these tunnels and they could never be taken out. And a lot of letters was written to Southwest Africa Company. And eventually in 1958, they closed the mine because of these conditions. Today, the farm is been bought by Ms. Lona Mbwale, and we see this area as a World Heritage Site. It's also been declared. So we found this area in the bush, and we see that is an opportunity to start a lodge, also an open-air museum. We have lots of activities around the lodge and on the farm. And yes, I think the Namibian people should know what was going on. Also, the rest of the world should know. And that is what we are busy with.
So can you still see some of the sites where people were mining, like the open pit when you visit here?
Yes, there's the open pit is there. There's also part of one of our activities. The way we try to sell it is not by mining, but by activities. So we put a zip line across the hole. You can go down into the hole. We also have surveyors that was here to check some of the tunnels, that it is safe for clients to go inside the tunnels. So we take them on a day trip down into the mine. They can explore the tunnels. There's also fish down there where there's water in. So there's another activity like fishing that you can do. And the pit is there. So you can explore around the pit. And like I said, it's like an open air museum. Everywhere on the farm is like structures that was there from back in the day. It was a fully functional town. And
and so the houses that were here with when it was a mine, was that revamped or used in any way?
After the mine closed, unfortunately, some of the nearby towns obviously come in and start demolishing, taking out most of the metal for obviously scrap metal. Some of the fire bricks and all of that was maybe used at a personal houses. But after Mbali's bought the farm, they were actually the first farmers that do something positive and upbringing the lodge of the area. So where the workers were staying, we saw opportunity to make a lodge area because there's lots of smaller houses close to each other. The rest of the farm is still there. The dust from the crushers and where they refine the product, and then the railway line was stripped, but there's a railway line where it goes to a wash bay and the final checking of the product, and from there on it was loaded on. Everywhere on the farm there's small little buildings like toilets and houses and checking points. There was also a fully a suburb with 4 streets. There was a school for grade 1, 2 and 3, and then when they go to grade 4 they will go to the hostels in Grootfontein. There was a coffee shop, there was a bar, there was everything like here what you need to have a fully functional town.
Okay, well, thank you so much for speaking with us and telling us more about the background of Abenab.
Thank you, that's most welcome.
Now we are also looking at what is happening at in Namibia's tourism sector. It remains a major pillar of the economy, employing over 100,000 people directly and indirectly and contributing 14.3 billion Namibian dollars annually. In this episode, we spoke to Namibia Tourism Board CEO Sabulon Chicalu, live from the Ongwediva Annual Trade Fair 2026. Let's hear what he had to say.
We're here at Ongwediva Annual Trade Fair at Jubilee edition, which is Ongwediva, making 25 years of operation. Yeah, I think we are here for sure. I was here earlier in the first year when Ongwediva Trade Fair started in a different capacity, and I've seen Ongwediva Trade Fair or Ongwediva Annual Trade Fair grow to this extent. It's a great success for Ongwediva town and also the northern business community. Now, for Namibia Tourism Board, we're here for 2 things. One really is to make sure that our people understand the Namibia in terms of its tourism economy, which employs over 100,000 employees in terms of both direct and indirect. The tourism economy, which contributes about 14.3 billion Namibian dollars annually. That's our latest statistics in 2022. But also is to make sure that the business community that are doing business in tourism, that they register, that they are compliant, they understand the entire value chain of the tourism economy. So we are here to cement that they have our support to share information, to educate them so that we have more business, more young people as well starting businesses in tourism. Yes, we also started an office here last year, which is also supporting the tourism business community in the northern area in terms of registration, giving them a license to operate, the necessary desks that they need, but also the necessary information really. And we've seen an increase in terms of the inquiries in the office, but also an increase in terms of especially the hotel establishment that are coming to register. Many, they didn't know about what they're supposed to do in terms of compliance, whether tourism levy compliance, but also other compliances that they need to do. But equally, for them to know how do we support them. And we've seen that happening, and we've seen a lot of numbers now increasing in terms of people coming to register their business. And we want them to do more, so that we give them natural support as a public institution, as a public agency that both regulate and market Namibia in its entirety as a tourism destination. We are the tourism business support and agency. So we listen to them, what challenges they have equally, and then we say, where can they find information and how we can train. And by extension, by end of September, around 26, we will be in Ongwena as well, supporting the community, the tourism and the business community in the north. Again, we are launching, not launching basically, but activating, which is on Lunga Palm tourism route. So we will also be gathering with the communities, the same community that are here, is to make sure that they also benefit from tourism business beyond the Greater Etosha National Park and many other places. So the route stretches from, of course, Ruacana and up to Rundu, and then another route takes place from Rundu to Katima. And it's our intention that the rural tourism, it's our intention really that the communities, outside the national park, outside the national conservancies and concessions, but living alongside this road, the main road, living alongside the rivers and all other attractions in the northern part of Namibia, they can also benefit from the tourism economy. So this is why we are here. So in partnership with the Ongwediva Annual Trade Fair, we've been supporting every year we are here and participating, and we'll definitely make it show that probably next year we'll be launching something in terms of then how else, which we have now discovered, we can help them in this community in terms of recognizing the best businesses in terms of the tourism sector and in the northern part of the region, and we want to pick up Ongwediva Annual Trade Fair as one of those platforms. So we are here intentionally and know exactly that we are giving support to our communities, we are giving support to the businesses in the tourism economy. And we thank you for their support. And we're also saying, well, our office is in Ongwediva at the trade fair, so they can always pop by, ask information, to be helped wherever, even to fill up their forms and any other information that they need. Yeah, I thank you.
And that was it for this edition of Tourismus. Until next time, goodbye from me.